Hello, hello. Teacher Courtney here. I am going to show you how I would teach the interactive level 2 and 3 mock class option A. So, if you have made it this far, you are hired. Yay! Woo! What? You passed your interview and you are ready to rock this mock class. So, as you know, there are two options for the level 2 and 3 interactive mock class. So I am going to show you option A today, and hopefully I will have option B up soon. So some things beforehand. Go use the practice room. It is your friend, I promise. So go in there and practice using all the tools. Go in there and practice teaching the slides, both of them. Be prepared. Go in there and just get familiar with it, because that is going to be your classroom for every class. So go in there, play around with the chat box, play around with all the interactive tools at the bottom. So on the bottom left, you will see to be able to jump slides. So you can see what slide you're on out of how many slides, and then there's a little white box. So you can backtrack on it, highlight it, and change from whatever slide you're on to another slide, whether forward or backwards. There's also a little gift box, and that is so you can jump to the reward slide, and then when you're on the reward slide, there's an arrow to go back to your current slide. At the bottom right, there is a eraser. So this is so you can erase lines that were drawn on the screen. Click the eraser, go over and hover over the line you want to erase. When it turns green, left click on it so it erases. If you want to erase everything and put all items back to their original space, hit the back arrow button and it will completely revert the screen back, or the slide back. There is also a mouse on there, so if you click the mouse, it deactivates the student's mouse. So if they are scribble happy and drawing, you can click that so you can see the screen and they're focused on you and not drawing. There's also a timer, so you can time the student if you need to. You will use all of these functions at some point in your class, so get familiar with them. There is a chat box on the far right, so you can type when you first get into the mock class. Type in who you are, where are you from, what certifications do you have, what experience do you have, what was your degree in, something interesting about you. That way they know you know how to use the chat box, and you're already introducing yourself. Then when they get in, you have 10 minutes to ask questions before you jump into teaching. So they're going to go over what's expected of you, and then you can ask questions like, what is the fireman? What is the chat box used for? How do I submit feedback? How long is the class going to be? All those questions, anything that you have. The class is 30 minutes. But ask them those questions so they know you did some research and you're prepared. The last 10 minutes, so then you have 10 minutes of teaching where the mentor is going to act like a child. So don't be alarmed. Don't let it freak you out. Then the last 10 minutes, they are going to give you some verbal feedback of what you did good and what you can work on. Then within 24 to 48 hours, you will get an email with it all typed out, and they will give you your score of passing or not passing. So they will tell you if you need to reschedule and retake the mock class, which that's okay. You can take it as many times as you want. This is your training. You have to train for any job, and this is it. So take it, take all the feedback and just do it again. If you pass, then you can either move on and do level 4 and level 5 mock class, or you can just go into signing your contract and opening slots. That's up to you, your choice. What do you want? All right, so now we're going to just jump into how I would teach. Remember to use your own teaching styles, okay? They are wanting you to be comfortable, and they want you to be as real and as genuine with the student as possible. So use how I would teach, just as just as a way for you to get an understanding of how it works in the classroom, but bring your own personality in with it. So, first slide, your introduction slide. You're going to introduce yourself to the student. Hello, I am teacher Courtney. What is your name? Ava. Hi, Ava. My name is Ava. Good job, Ava. Ava, how old are you? 5. Wow. Ava, I am 5. Very good, Ava. Ava, my toys. So as I'm doing this, I'm underlining the heading or the title, my toys. A thing to remember, when you're introducing, you want them to use sentences. So if they answer with Ava, you prompt them, my name is Ava. So you can either count so they know how many words they need to say and repeat back to you, or you can just say it, but pointing helps them to know to listen to your words, and this will prompt them to speak to you and to talk back. Next is the reward slide. So this is how you are going to demonstrate how to use the interactive tool drag and drop. So drag and drop is going to be a tool that they use throughout each lesson. So in level 2 and level 3 interactive, because they're interacting on the slide with you. So they need to know how to use this function. So first I would say drag and drop. Good. Then I will actually drag and drop a toy. I will click on a toy and then drag and drop into a cart. So as I'm doing it, I'm saying drag and drop. And I want them to repeat drag and drop. Then I prompt Ava to do it herself. Ava, drag and drop. And then I watch for her to do it. If she doesn't get it on this side, that's okay. We will continue to practice. So I'm going to give her 2 tries on here so she can practice drag and drop twice. And then we're going to practice it again on another slide. Yes. So here is where you will also introduce your own slide. So parents want you to extend. Rewards are an excellent way to extend. So I have used animals. So my son has little people. So I will show them an animal and then they can talk about the color, the sound it makes. I've used Mr. Potato Head quite a bit. So I take all the facial features off. That way I can show them just one, eyes. And then I put it in a random spot so they can correct me to put it here. How I introduce rewards. I will say, Ava, when you do good and listen and repeat, you get a star. And then I might have a star or whatever it is that we're doing. If it's like a star or a smiley face, we talk about it and we count it. So that's a way to extend as well. We might be counting the rewards. And then we move forward. So you want some smooth transition. So as you're saying, star, yay, click to the next one. This is your introductory. When you see I, it means you're introducing a new term. So you need to repeat at least twice. So I might circle ball, ball, or just show them one. So I like to circle on the screen so they can visually see the word associated with the object. That way they're seeing it, they're hearing it, and then they're going to speak it as well. So it helps in all aspects, so their brain is working in all different ways so they can remember ball and associate it with the word whether it's the written word or the audible word. So, ball, ball, ball. Good job, Ava. And then there's a sentence. So you're going to say, she plays with a ball. Sometimes I will just hold it up. So if we're in a sentence frame, I would hold this up to get them to try to prompt them to say it. If they don't, I give them the word. They will practice. It will come to them. Then we're going to practice the vocabulary. So what does he play with? Ball. She might just say ball. And then I would prompt her to use a sentence. He plays with a ball. And the same with she. So you want them to answer the question, what does he play with? And then you want them to use a sentence. And then you're going to apply. So A is an application slide. So they're going to drag and drop. What does he play with? And then have them drag the soccer ball, the kite, the basketball, where it needs to go. If they need help with the drag and drop again, you just show them. Drag and drop ball. And then you can show them. Sometimes what I'll do is I will take it and I will drag it, drop it, and then take it back. So then they can know what I'm doing. Next, you're going to introduce a new vocabulary. Throw. So you might throw. Throw. Then you're going to show how to use with different pronouns with the verb. So he, she throws, and you want to enunciate on that S. So throws. And then I, we, they throw. So you want to really enunciate how the verbs conjugate. In China, they don't conjugate verbs. So this is a very new concept for them. So we are demonstrating it. So you're going to demonstrate the words. You might have a prop here. She throws. And then you show she throws. And then if you want to do they, you can do they throw. He throws. So you can use the props there as well. The next slide, you're going to practice to throw by circling the picture of someone throwing. So you're going to say, he throws. And then ask them, circle, he throws. And then watch for them to circle. If they need help, you can help them. If they circle the wrong one, go in and practice again. And then they're going to practice dragging the correct verb over to the picture. So here I might do, I do, we do, you do. Okay, so I might circle, the first one is she throws. So I might circle she and say, what does she do? And then they're going to drag the right verb, throw or throws. If they bring throw, then I will just enunciate, she throws. And I might circle the S so they know the S goes with the she. Okay, so you can have a verb chart so that way they can see it. And it helps. Visual aids really help. All right, the next slide can be confusing. This slide was, I was like, what is happening here? I don't understand. So that's okay. You're going to have blending. You're going to have, if you do lower levels, you're going to do connecting words that have the same middle sound or beginning sound. So being able to see the difference. So this one you're going to do ip and then the different beginning sounds. So I might say ip, ip. And then I would do z, ip, z, ip. So we're practicing putting them together. Zip. So I would break them apart. Ip, z, ip, zip. Some will need multiple tries. So they might have to do, you might have to practice r, ip, r, ip, rip, or ip, hip. It's important you wouldn't say s, or z. You would say s, ip, ip. So sound it together and then just break that beginning sound out. On the screen, you can even take a line and draw from the z down to the ip and then up to the zip so they can see it put together. I've known people that have done little blocks. I only have part of it. But they've done little blocks and then they might have the z on the, or the z on this side, and then have like a connector on the bottom. So they put ip and then they put z, ip together, or you can clap it together. Z, ip, zip. So however you want to put them together, what's easy for you to do, if you don't have a lot of space for all your props, you might change it up a little bit. So if you don't have multiple whiteboards to use, do what works for you. Next is free talk. So when you get to this slide, use some extending here. So what do you see? She might say ball. So then you would say, I see a ball. When you're repeating the sentence with them, you might just repeat part of it. So I see a ball. So that way they can put it all in a sentence. You might ask, what do they play with? Or you might say they throw. They throw. So getting them to use all the vocabulary from this lesson. And then if you've taught them multiple times, you would know what they've learned in previous lessons to bring it in to extend. Then you're on to your goodbye slide. So this is where you just say, bye, Ava. I hope to see you soon. Bye. And then that is it. I usually do a cool, fun bye with my students. So do something fun with them so they remember you and they want to come back to you. That is all of the option A. You are then going to get feedback. So once it's finished, your mentor will become an adult again, and then they're going to give you 10 minutes, about 10 minutes of feedback. So they're going to talk to you about what you did good, what to work on. They might break down the different slides and which slide you did very well on and which slides that you needed more practice. That way when you're in the practice room, you know which ones to focus on. Also, they're going to send you that feedback. So look for that feedback and then use it to your benefit. If you are at this stage and you don't have a teacher that is helping you, I would love to help you along the process, along all the steps to getting hired. It is important to have someone there that's on the inside that can help you, because this can be a difficult process because it's online and you don't have verbal communication with your with the hirees up there. So definitely reach out to a teacher. I would love to be that teacher for you if you don't have one. My link is below. My email is below as well. So reach out if you need me. Well, other than that, happy teaching. I will try to get mock class option B up soon. Bye.